1994, looking for 100 leaders in the world, they first mentioned Bill Gates, they mentioned Jeffrey Sachs, who is one of the leading development economists in the world. They mentioned John F. Kennedy Jr., who was likely to become the president of the United States. They mentioned Condoleezza Rice, who eventually became the Secretary of State of the United States. They mentioned Alan Kyeremanteng of Ghana. So I think that in all humility, my record is clear. I was also selected as Africa's candidate for the position of Director General of the World Trade Organization in 2013 by the heads of state of Africa. And indeed, I was the front runner to become the new Director General for the WTO Director General, if it was the conspiracy of another African country that sought to divide the African vote. But remember that there are 4 key global positions in the world: Secretary General of the United Nations, the President of the World Bank, the Managing Director of the IMF, and the Director General of the WTO. So if in 2013, all the heads of state of Africa deemed it fit to nominate me to become the Director General of the WTO, make Alan the President and Ghana will rise again.
Honorable Alan, we'll take the last question and then we would move on. Please, our only lady for now. Please give her a round of applause.
Good evening, sir. It is a great pleasure to meet you. My name is Nana Adobia Jakwa, a Basic 9 student of God's Grace International School, South Tesano. My question for you today is that what would you do for the cocoa farmers who have been affected by Galamsey?
Good evening, sir. I'm Felix Chema from God's Grace International School, South Tesano. Sir, I trust in your powers and I know you can do a lot. I decided not to vote, but I think I'm getting convinced listening to you. However, there's only one issue I want you to be emphatic on. What is your position on LGBTQ++? Thank you.
LGBTQ++, I am opposed to the extent possible to LGBTQ plus or whatever. And again, you see, I'm worried because it looks like when I speak, people are not hearing. That's my worry. I've made this pronouncement right from when the debate started. And obviously, for a number of reasons. It's against my faith. I'm a thoroughly-bred Anglican. In fact, I was named after an Archbishop of England, Alan John Knight. My name, Alan John, I was named after an Anglican Archbishop. So Christian faith as Christians do not support this kind of position. Secondly, anybody who knows the name Kyeremanteng, you know that my late father, Dr. Alexander Atayo Kyeremanteng, was one of the preeminent Ghanaians who actually have supported in those years the development of our culture, Ghanaian culture. And so LGBTQ is against our societal norms. If in other countries they don't have a problem with it, not in Ghana, because we have a different, I would say, societal values. And that is why I think that even this debate ought to have been curtailed long before now. And I want to encourage the president to go ahead and sign whatever needs to be signed so that this can come into play. If we are now buckling under the weight of our development partners, and that once you support such a bill, you are going to get into trouble, then we are in a very serious situation as a country. Because you need to have the kind of leadership that can support our own societal norms and our own culture. And at any rate, I think that now the matter is in court. And again, I will make an appeal to the Chief Justice to ensure that we consider public policy interest. The arguments about human rights and things like that. Well, we don't want to get into another debate here, but I wanted it to be clear that I'm opposed in all forms and nature to the LGBTQ. Yes. Then our young lady, fantastic question. Is it Nana Adubia? Cocoa farmers and the destruction of our cocoa farms by Galamsey. First is the 10-point agenda that I'm proposing. And this is a short-term comprehensive program to deal with Galamsey. If Alan becomes president, we put the 10-point agenda in place. Within that 1 year, you will find that people are getting back to their cocoa farms because it's all in it, the 10-point agenda. But beyond that, people are also becoming disinterested in cocoa farming because all our parents and grandparents who used to be in cocoa farming are getting older and older, and the young ones are not interested in cocoa farming. So we have to start making it attractive. Because it's not attractive, the farmers are themselves abandoning their farms. It's not just that the Galamsey people are focused. The people themselves feel that if they can sell their land to Galamseyers, they'll earn more money than they would ever dream of if they were cultivating their land for cocoa. And I made a major proposal in my GTP that it is unfortunate that for all these decades, government is borrowing in dollars every year, $2 billion to finance the purchasing of cocoa. Meanwhile, cocoa farmers are not paid in dollars. Why are we borrowing to buy cocoa when we know that we don't use dollars to pay for cocoa beans? And I'm happy that I said that if we're buying or mobilizing a local currency to pay for cocoa, which is what we do anyway, it means that when we sell our cocoa and we are supposed to get $2 billion from the sale of cocoa, all the $2 billion will come intact into our economy. And that is what is going to improve our reserves. You don't sell cocoa and then bring the money in only to pay for your loans. So it becomes in and out. And I'm happy that I put this out and I was campaigning it for aggressively. And lo and behold, government has already adopted the proposal. You know, even though they had been negotiating for the loan, all of a sudden they said that they don't need to borrow again. So it means that my policies are already working, which is what I'm looking for. So, Madam, I think that's the first set.
Thank you all. Chief wants to, people are asking about the GTP, and Chief would like to make a presentation to God's Grace School. If you are here, kindly make your way up here and receive a copy of the GTP.
Hey, young man.
Please come onto the podium for me.
How are you? Are you? Okay.
Are the photographers here?
Yes. Okay.